So you know how... No, you don't know. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about me. This is what I have to keep in mind. So I live in Paris and I have a company that is called Nina Dorfer Paris, and I'm a textile designer and producer. And for this YouTube channel, it's a bit of a playground. I'm not taking it too seriously. So whoever wants to hate on me, I'm not gonna engage with you because I don't care. And it's also a bit of it's not just a playground. It's not just a playground, it's also a sketchboard to find out a bit more about myself, what I like. It's a bit of a collection. I just want to collect my thoughts at the same time. And for this video, I had the idea to think about 10 things that I like in interior design or in decoration, like what makes me happy. So the first thing, I went down a Pinterest rabbit hole and I just scoured the interwebs. And so the first thing that I really like is tiny chairs, and in French it's called tabouret. So you know, it's like a tiny chair, or a stool if you will, that you can place, for example, next to, I mean, I'm actively looking for a tabouret. So, you know, if you take off your clothes in the evening and you're like too lazy to put them away right away, you just need a little stool, a discreet little stool. Like it's not taking up too much space, not too much visual space either, and it's a handy little thing that's just like a little helper stool. You don't want to put anything on, like, I don't know, you have a package, you don't want to put it on the floor, you don't want to put it on the table. You need a little stool, you put it on the stool. So yeah, tiny chairs, they're great, and also they're cute. They just make life a little cuter. That's my point. Second thing that I'm obsessed with, and I also think that many people should be more obsessed with them, it's side table lamps. I mean, the collection of side table lamps that I have on my Pinterest board, in all shapes and sizes, in all types of materials, but I have to admit, I don't just like any side table lamp. I just like the table lamp to be a bit quirky. Like it has like a little something, like, must be pretty though, but it shouldn't be trying too hard, you know what I mean? I like it if it has like, if it's a bit like minimalist, but not. So it has to have something, like a tiny little thing that makes you go, huh, that's cool, or that's fun, or that's cute. Side table lamps can be paper, can be metal, can be ceramics, can be glass, can be anything, but it needs to be, it needs to have that certain something, you know what I mean? Third thing that I recently got obsessed with, I was kind of observing it from afar. And I did get it, but I didn't obsess over it, and I didn't fully identify with it. But now this has changed, I don't know why. But I watched this video of this girl that grew up in the Cotswolds. And she did a whole tour to places in the Cotswolds, like a little cafe, a little lunch spot, and like markets and houses. And and I was jealous. I was genuinely jealous. Yeah, I think I envied her. I mean, I grew up in the countryside too, but it was not cute to that level. I don't know how they developed the Cotswold style, but it just oozes coziness. Everything is so cute. So yeah, so I'm just obsessed with the Cotswold aesthetic. Everything about it. And with that also comes countryside houses. So I've been watching, these home tours of British people or like even celebrities, and they have homes in the Cotswold, and they're very cute, very old. So I don't know from like a maintenance standpoint, I don't know if that is that easy or good to have, but they just make everything look so cozy. They have loads of little lamps, obviously, of course. They mix and match so many patterns. I don't know what their secret is, because it doesn't look chaotic. It just looks cozy all the time. So I don't know. I have to further analyze. Yeah. Then fourth thing that I really am into lately, it's secretaries. And secretaries, I mean the tables, like the office tables. If you don't know what a secretary is, it's a table that you can like fold out. Like you can like close it and you can fold it out. So you can like write on it, and if you're done with it, you just like close it back up. And we had one, and for me it was something like normal, and also like the word, it was just like, oh yeah, that's a secretary. I don't even know if that's the English word. It's actually called a secretary. It's actually called a secretary or a bureau. And when I grew up, we had one. We had one close to the entrance. So this is where everybody put their keys, everybody put their wallets. Just, I don't know, administrative stuff, pencils. Secretaries are so wonderful. It's such a beautiful piece of craftsmanship. And even the way that it's working mechanically, it's fascinating. Like, to me, it's fascinating. So yeah, like in my world, they're making a comeback in my life, because when I grew up, it was in my home, and I've never really seen them around. Like, never ever seen secretaries. And now they keep popping up, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah, it's a pretty cool piece of furniture. Next thing I'm really into is, oh god, this is so good. And also it's very English. Like, I've seen it in so many English home tours. They do it so well. It's floor to ceiling wallpapered rooms. But it's not just from floor to ceiling, it's also the ceiling itself. It's just a cocoon of wallpaper. You're just surrounded by pattern. So it's really immersive. And I've seen home tours even with, like, you know, up in the attic with loads of angles. And it was all wallpapered. And you would think that it would make, that it wouldn't fit, or that it would look stupid, or that it would even look oppressing. But it doesn't. It kind of does the opposite. It's this, it makes everything more alive. I think it also gives you, if it's the attic and if the ceiling height is a bit like lower, I think you probably, if you have like a pattern, I think it's just enveloping, really. So I think that's like an art, like total artistry, to wallpaper rooms and also have the ceiling wallpapered. So that's my dream. So if ever I have, oh my god, maybe I should add this in as my next thing. Okay, let me do that. So So my dream is, if I ever have like a spare room, smaller room maybe, that I can just play with and that I don't have to be in all the time, but every once in a while, I would totally wallpaper it from floor to ceiling and ceiling. And it's kind of like a cocooning room. And so this leads me to something that I've recently heard of, and I'm obsessed with it. I can't stop talking about it. So what I'm talking about is a snoratorium. And a snoratorium is a room where you maybe have a day bed or like something that like could be a bed or can be a bed, but is not actually a guest room. It's a bit less, it's like an in-between. It's not a guest room, but it's more like a day bed, kind of like you can like maybe take a nap there in the afternoon, but also it serves as a spare room if you're living with your couple and one of you is snoring, one of you has a bad night and can't sleep, one of you is coughing because the person is sick, or like whatever it is, you or the other person, but you can go to the snoratorium and have a peaceful night yourself. Or if you're the person like coughing and like, I don't know, pacing around, you can't sleep, you go to the snoratorium and you try to like, you know, calm down, do whatever it is that you need to do in order to like fall asleep. So both of you get a restful night and the other person doesn't end up resenting you for like disturbing you. So a snoratorium, I think it's such a cool thing. I had never heard about it before. Next thing is all types of marquetry. I've seen so many types of marquetry lately. So there is straw marquetry, which is very intricate and also very artsy. I think it's making a comeback in art. It's getting a little refresher by, you know, some like young artisans. But then also stone marquetry, and then good old, you know, I mean like wood marquetry as we know it. But I'm also seeing so many cool modern ways of doing marquetry, where it's very still timeless and stripped back, but just really beautifully done. And I think also those are ways that you can incorporate interesting textures into your interior without being super risky. Because you can have something that is maybe like a dark red and then having like a super interesting piece with marquetry, you know, maybe something asymmetrical that can be so beautiful as well. And it's all about pattern. It's all about textures, different types of materials and textures. So yeah, that's my obsession as well. Another thing that I've seen around is Terra Cotta wall tiles, and it's not that they're like, you know, that they're on the wall, I don't know, like flat, but it's more like the tile is creating the wall itself, so it's kind of like they're stacked. And then they also use it in a way where it's like stacked but then put on the wall, so it's, you know, all over like cool 3D like texture that's kind of like texture that's like coming out of the wall. I think that's really cool, but not really European. I think this comes more from Southeast Asia, where they also use those terracotta tiles, like walls made out of terracotta tiles, because they have this technique of creating sunscreens around the house. So maybe you have like a courtyard, but it's not like, okay, it's all open, like the courtyard, and then around they have like a protective wall to like have some privacy, but also to keep out the sunlight because it's quite aggressive. So that's super nice. Then next thing, oh my god, yeah, this is so cool. Whenever I see that, I'm like instantly like, this is so nice. Chairs with upholstered legs. I mean, chairs with upholstered legs and everything upholstered. Like there is no wooden beam or frame. No, it's just all fabric. The whole chair is just fabric. I think it just looks so divine. It looks so delicious. It looks so, you know, and then they have like these like little, sometimes it's like framed with like the little nails on the edges, which is also, I don't know. I mean, it's so much work, but so cool. Talking about this, I just went to a club this weekend here in Paris, and they had a whole, it was pretty cool because they had like the whole wall, it was like a scenography with like some abstract, like, I don't know, I think there was like a bird and like a leaf or like a flower or something, in different types of leather, like color blocks. And then the edges around like the flower or like the bird, it was, you know, with those like little nails, like hammered. So I found that so pretty because I saw this would be a nice way to do it, like in your entranceway, for example, or like where you have your wardrobe, like the backdrop to your wardrobe. That would look so cool. And then the last thing that I think is pretty cool are two-toned wood finishes. I mean, this goes back a bit to like the whole marquetry idea, because if you have a two-toned whatever door, or your console, your TV console, or even your nightstand, or, you know, something like simple, but you have the wooden grain and the wooden texture, but like in color, and like two different colors. And there is these finishes, like apparently you can do it yourself easily. I have not done it, but I've watched some of the, like I've done a bit of like research, and so two brands apparently that come up are Alpi and Osmo, and apparently they have like those finishes and you can do it yourself. Yeah guys, so those are the 10 things that I'm really into at the moment. I don't know what else I can tell you. Like, it's still pretty disgusting in Paris. It just keeps raining. I think it's gonna rain again like this week. It's just, I mean, it's June, mid-June. We're like still here, like, you know, hoping for sunshine or whatever. What else can I say? I'm just talking about the weather apparently. You know, this is what people do if they don't know what to talk about. If you want to know more about like what I do in life, I'm just gonna link the website below so you can have a look. Tell me what you think, tell me what you're interested in, tell me what you want to know. I'm all ears. And I think I'm gonna continue this series. Maybe the next time I'm just gonna do 10 things I hate, because there is also a lot of stuff that I hate with a passion. So maybe that's what I'm gonna do next. Why not? Yeah. So yeah, it's Monday evening, and I hope you all have a great start into the week, and I'll see you next time.